welcome to another episode of Beyond the Cable. We're here with Matt Marino, who's the CEO of Ezee Fiber. Matt, thanks for taking some time out of your day. I know you're busy preparing for a big storm coming our way. Thanks for taking some time to come on Beyond the Cable today.
My pleasure, Brad. Really excited for our conversation.
Yeah, and just I know the storm will have happened by the time this airs, but where's your head at today? Because, we were talking, we're supposed to get 20, 30 inches of snow here in the Northeast. It's a nationwide thing. Where are you thinking?
No, so look, our primary, focus is here in Houston, Texas, where we, thank goodness, are not going to get 20 to 30 inches. But we do expect to have what we call a hard freeze down here in Texas over the weekend. And maybe a little precipitation. So, look, it's, our network is rock solid, generator backup. So we stay online even when the power goes down, commercial power goes down. So customers, if they have a, backup power, they can still get on the internet. But, what we mostly focus on in these situations is making sure our employees stay safe. The roads here in Texas can sometimes get a little bit tricky. When there's freezing rain or sleet. So we just have just managing the operation, making sure if we need to manage our call center, any of our our technicians that have jobs to do over the weekend, that we try and keep that as safe as possible.
Well, I'm sure your customers will be grateful that you're thinking about this ahead of time. Winter can be no laughing business in Texas, as we know.
Absolutely. So
yeah. Well, Matt, that's not why you're here today, but interesting nonetheless. Ezee Fiber has seen some tremendous growth. We took interest in what has happened with Ezee Fiber lately, and we'd like to talk to you about some of that secret sauce that you guys have put together. So let's get into it here. What have been some of the key strategic moves or operational changes driving Ezee Fiber's rapid growth? And before you go there, if you could set it up by just introducing our audience to who you are, what Ezee Fiber is, and what you do.
No, absolutely. So I'm Matt Marino.
I'm happy to repeat the question, by the way.
No, I look, no problem. So we'll see where it goes. So I'm Matt Marino. I've been at Ezee Fiber since 2023. So it's I'm wrapping up on my third year here in April. So I'm the CEO. Ezee Fiber is a Houston, Texas based fiber internet company. We have operations here in Houston, Texas, in New Mexico, in kind of Albuquerque, Santa Fe, Rio Rancho. So that kind of DMA. Up in Seattle, in the Puget Sound region, in Chicago, in the Chicago suburbs, and then we'll have a number of other markets announced here shortly, in which we're planning to build out our fiber network. We are a we kind of came from nowhere in 2023. We are probably one of the fastest growing independent fiber companies out there. So we have grown by leaps and bounds. What I would like to say, building is one of the top 5 in the country in terms of sheer volume of homes passed, and we like to say that our customers are extremely happy following that build with very, very healthy customer acquisition growth. And we put, if you'll hear me say this a lot, we are customer obsessed. We are absolutely obsessed with providing our customers with a differentiated value proposition, which we can talk about as much as you want today. And just an absolutely incredible customer experience. So I have been in the telecom industry, really with big cable, basically my entire career, and have seen things done both the right way and what I would consider the wrong way. And so when I started Ezee Fiber and brought our team back together, so this is not just me. I always like to say, like, it's my team does 99% of the work, right? So we have an incredible team. We've all worked together for decades, And, we put, we have an operating model that is, there's no secret. You said secret sauce.
Yeah.
This is not one big bet. This is not one like secret, marketing tactic or some secret construction strategy. This is about disciplined execution. So having a plan, right? But the plan goes out the window, obviously, in the first 5 seconds, right? So it's about having a disciplined execution mindset and having, our success is based on essentially making the compounding effect of making a lot of small, really, really, well-informed decisions over and over and over and over again, and then continuing to execute well over and over and over again to get results, right? So this is operations 101, and it is just doing, just being absolutely obsessed with the customer and doing things the right way.
Well, I think that kind of answers my second question, which, you've been described as being rocket fuel a little bit for the growth there at Ezee Fiber. And I think you kind of described what that means in practice, but, obviously you put the team together, you're doing big things there. Is there anything that we left out that we missed in terms of what it actually means to put together a successful team like that?
Yeah, look, rocket fuel comes, I like to say we like to put rocket fuel on what we do. And because a sense of urgency is incredibly important. When you're operating a company like this, this is a highly competitive business. It is a highly complicated business in terms of, and that doesn't, when I say complicated, that doesn't mean you need, a PhD in physics to do it. It's complicated in that there's a lot of moving parts that need to be managed and tracked and making and that need to come together for a successful outcome. So what I would say is putting, when I say put rocket fuel on things, it's basically that we need to operate at speed because and we need to accelerate the decision making that we have to, one of my colleagues always uses the briefcase time, right? Which is the time in between decisions, right? So as opposed to, you meet with a municipality or you need to make a marketing decision and, all this analysis happens and all these like work and like, all this blah, 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 right? That happens over, as opposed to just saying, if we just focused on the decision, we could make it in a day or 2 days, as opposed to trying to overanalyze for months and then end up at the same place that you did before. So it's about, I can't say it enough, operating discipline and kind of elevating our team. So you'll hear me constantly talk about our team. This is, and kind of, I like to steal the Tom Brady quote, that football is the ultimate team sport. And I always say, the fiber business, this business is the ultimate team sport. So we have an incredible team and we've really tried to elevate the leadership. And leadership is not just executive leadership, it's every single level of the company. So elevating them to be able to kind of think 2 steps ahead of everybody else. So that's kind of how I think about it.
Well, wow. That's fascinating. They're lucky to have you, Matt. And it sounds like you're passionate about what you do, which is, I wouldn't say a rarity in this industry, but very important.
I love what I do. And by the
Yeah.
way, I'm lucky to have my team. Like, trust me,
Mhm.
it's a very symbiotic relationship. And it's really, it'd be impossible to be successful without each other.
Yeah.